trainer of Gervonta Tank Davis.
How you doing?
Good, Coach. A lot of people were surprised by you guys coming down here to Las Vegas to train. You specifically said you were going to have Tank ready. This was the most important fight of his career. Tell us how this process is going and how you guys have basically moved and have been here for almost 3 months.
It's not our first time here at the Mayweather camp. When Tank first signed with Floyd, he was doing his retirement with his retired fight. We trained here, and I stayed down here about the same time when we first signed with Floyd. And then when he had the Conor McGrady fight, we trained here at the Mayweather gym. So it's like family to me. It's like home away from home when I do come here. It's like a vacation, but work, you know. But this camp been really tense because it's pay-per-view. You know, we got the world champion, but when you fight on a pay-per-view level, it's a different level, you know. And you got a great fighter, Santa Cruz, you know, expecting to bring the best out of Tank, you know, because I know Santa Cruz is going to always come with it, you know. I'm looking forward to it.
We are too, and you have had Tank since he was a small child. You're basically the father figure in his life. What have you seen as far as the maturation from Tank, even in just these last 3 years? 2017 was a big year for him, won his first title. Last year, 3 cities all over the U.S., Los Angeles, Baltimore, Atlanta, sold them all out. I don't even think that's even possible from any other fighter right now in boxing, and he did it. What have you seen as far as that maturation?
Well, just watching it, we just watching history repeating itself in a sense, you know. But it's different. We on the road, going to different venues and selling out. So that's really major, trying to become that mega star. Tank has really been really took this camp real serious, and just watching him growing into them 3 opponents that are Gervonta, Tank, Davis, the family man, the fighter, and then the businessman. You know, so he's learning because nobody gave him a manual to do this. You get what I'm saying? He's putting it together, and it's making it. I'm watching him maturing, going through the motions that he's going through.
Now, what do you say to Leo Santa Cruz, who yesterday at his open workout said that he had planned to take Tank where he had never been before? He said he was going to box him in the earlier rounds, expecting Tank to tire and then take over in the last part of the fight. What do you say to that?
Well, everybody have a game plan. Everybody have a game plan. We have a game plan. It's who's going to execute their game plan. He had his dag in his corner for his period of his boxing career, and I've been in Tank corner for the period of his boxing career. We're just waiting for us 2 to get together. We got his mind and my mind. We just put it in work. So I expect that out of Santa Cruz. You get what I'm saying? Because he's a true champion. He's a 4-time champion. You know, I expect for him to give Tank the run for his money. You get what I'm saying? But me knowing Youngin and where we come from, it's a different type of beast.
Now, I admire your training style because you don't necessarily get in their face. You just basically expect the very best out of them. Yeah. It's not even just with him. It's all your other fighters that you have. It's not like, hey, I'm in your face. It's you're going to do what you need to do that I expect from you already, and that seems to bring the best out of these guys.
Well, they understand that I have dreams and goals too. When it comes to training, this is my domain. When you come in here and you expect for me to train with you, just do what I ask. Tank's the best to do it. Sometimes he go beyond, you know. I tell him no. I tell him something to do something. He'll say no, but he'll go and do it. He'll push himself. I didn't ask for this life. We was just doing something to keep our life steady, but he took it and really ran. He seen the vision. He seen the vision and ran with it.
Now, what do you say to the cynics out there who say, hey, you know, the weight issue has been a problem. You guys got here and you put almost a full 12 and a half weeks in there. And again, I'm not bringing it up to be facetious, but you know, you're gonna have you know your Twitter guys that are out there that are going to make sure that no matter what happens, they're going to say, okay, we're not making weight. But you guys have been taking it real serious.
Well, if y'all been watching his social media, he already posted 35. Stay tuned. We're going to show you something else in a minute, you know. So, you know, we know what we have to do. Everybody always questioned the weight. Tank been like that since the amateurs. And it's not the fight that I worry about. It's always the weight. But if you make weight, fantastic fight.
Now, we've all been dealing with the pandemic over the year. It's kind of slowed the process down. Again, 3 fights in 2019, sold out, unbelievable experiences, Baltimore, Atlanta, LA. We're going to have fans in the Alamo Dome, not as much as we would if we were to go ahead and do it, 40,000 people there. But then again, we are going to have fans. How have you guys been having to deal and cope with this pandemic as far as the training, traveling? I mean, have you guys already become accustomed to it? It's an everyday way of life for you guys, or is it still some learning?
It is different because, like I said, I came here when Floyd was training for his retirement. The media was here. It was lit. We don't have that right now. I had a chance to go into my first bubble with one of my other guys. This the new norm. The thing is getting them to the finish line. I hope none of us get ill to anything from here going to San Antonio. It's different. It's different. I mean, I should be called a test tube baby now. How many times I've been tested? But I see it's very serious. We're trying to make sure everybody got their masks on. We're doing what we're supposed to do. So far, so good. Everybody been good. But we still have to get from here to there. This pandemic, man, it's changing. It's changing every sport.
Right.
You know, how we do things. But health is very important because we're losing a lot of lives in this pandemic and whatnot. You know, the new nickname, they call it the Rona now, you know?
Yeah.
And it's scary because, you know, in this sport, for coaches, we have to be hands-on, a lot of stuff, you know, we have to be careful, making sure we cleaning stuff, sanitizing stuff. I mean, we really have to stay, so it's changing a lot of stuff. It's different. It's different.
It is, and I'm gonna even dive even deeper into your relationship with Gervonta, because obviously it's not always perfect. Like a father-son relationship, there are some times where you guys do butt heads. What is the thing that you have worked on the most with him on the outside of the sport to guide him to where he's at? Because not only has he had you here, you know, Floyd has spent more time with him than he's ever spent more time with him, period, in a 12-week period. So even from just these 12 weeks, have you seen a difference?
Oh, I've been seeing a difference. Let me explain something to you. I was a young man just like Tank, and I was worse than Tank. Tank, the way he is now, I'm happy. Reason why? Because he's coming up in these inner cities. There's a lot of controversy that a kid have to deal with. It's a lot of stuff that a person has to do. But again, he got a good support team. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make hiccups because that's where we come from, you know? So my job, or what I do with Tank, is I learn from his experience, because that's what's going to mold him to be the best of what he's going to be. I sit back and say, go back, don't look at Floyd as Floyd now. Go back when Floyd was in your position. He had a lot of stuff to deal with. I said, that's the best person to talk to, especially on this type of level. I mean, you take a young man, put a lot of money on him, do a lot of things. He's talking to Mike Tyson. He talking to greatness that been through this stuff.
Correct.
So when I sit there and look at it, I said, man, you the next person to actually write that generation for the next kids that's coming up behind you. So the things that he go through in life, you get what I'm saying? They the things that build him, that actually make him understand. You know what I'm saying? And when he sit back at the end of the day, when we sit down and talk about it, I think he ain't listening, but he's listening. Right. You know, and I sit there and say, you're gonna be a fine young man, you know? It's coming together. Well,
I think so too. Now, for the fight, Cruz likes to pressure. He likes to throw a lot of punches. Have you guys worked on that specifically? Not to get into your game plan, but have you worked on that to be able to say, okay, this guy's going to come for you. He's going to be throwing a lot of punches. What can we do?
Santa Cruz might change up what he's doing. You know, we working on a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? What I always tell Tank, and what I have seen, because I have a lot of guys, the fight might not be the way you train. You know what I'm saying? We could do a lot of stuff in the gym, but some people might change some things up, you know? So I don't get into that. I just make sure that we be effective at what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he's been in that position. He's a 4-time champion, and he have the right to actually go out there and win too, because he's putting in work too. He's actually putting in work. I watch his media workout. I've been watching his interviews. He said he's going to give Gervonta his first loss. And I like that energy. I love that energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're going to bring what I'm really looking for. Tank ain't at his best right now. I'm waiting for that fighter to bring the best up. So when he do what I need him to do, and he shut all them headsayers up, the ones that's calling him out and stuff, then it's answering, okay. And then he get his just props, because he ain't getting his just props right now.
Well, we look forward to it. Again, Halloween, it's going to be unbelievable action. The Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas. This man taking his fighter to war against Leo Santa Cruz. We look forward to it. Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it.